Welcome to RSEHS Academy. Learning module on LOTO, Lockout Tagout. Please note that the information in this video is general and for safety awareness only. You have to follow your company guidelines. Why Lockout Tagout? Energy is always around us and it is essential part of any process. We may take it granted and underestimate its potential hazards. Accidental release of stored energy can happen in a second, but injuries can last forever. It is known that all incidents are preventable and hence LOTO process helps in safe work and averting the incidents. Let's understand the lockout tagout process. Why we need it, who's affected, and steps to safely isolate and safely apply lockout devices. Let us understand the importance of LOTO with this scenario. Agitator blades bolts were loose and needed to be tightened, and the fitter entered into the wide open empty water tank for this job. Job was thought to be small and shorter duration, hence LOTO was not taken. When fitter was tightening the bolts, the agitator suddenly started moving, and as the fitter was holding the blades, he also started moving along with the agitator and got severely injured. Agitator was in the remote operation mode and mistakenly one worker switched it on from the control panel at a distance. This incident could have been averted by applying LOTO. Let us take another scenario. Blower coupling was to be replaced and fitter has removed the coupling guard and was about to open the coupling bolts. The blower got switched on and shaft started moving. The fitter moved back and averted injury. Lockout of this blower was not taken and blower got started in auto mode as per the logic in the control system. Let us understand with the third scenario the importance of mechanical lockout. Cooling tower fans electrical lockout was taken, but it started moving with wind current. Means needed to be mechanical lockout also for safe work on it. Energy sources. A wide variety of machines and equipment are used daily in an industrial environment, but we should never forget their potential danger. Equipment require energy to operate, energy that is potentially hazardous to workforce. If this energy is not adequately controlled during maintenance procedures, the consequences can last a lifetime. Globally, each year, many incidents take place due to improper control of hazardous energy and failure to follow LOTO. One of the major incidents of vapor cloud explosion at petrochemical complex due to failure of LOTO resulted 23 fatalities and injuries to 124 people and destroying 2 plants, and other major incidents being the Piper Alpha. Types of energy sources. Hazardous energy comes in many different forms such as chemical, electrical, hydraulic, mechanical, pneumatic, thermal, or other energy. All these energy type can unexpectedly start up an equipment or may release energy or hazardous material if not controlled. That's why energy source need to be identified and locked or blocked or released before anyone services the equipment. When LOTO is needed. LOTO is needed when an employee is required to remove a guard or bypass other safety devices. Place a part of body in contact with the point of operation of the equipment. Place any part of body into the danger zone associated with the equipment operating cycle. Please note that when a lock can be applied, tagout shall not be used to control energy sources. Where a lock cannot be applied, the procedure shall address the use of the tagout and the additional steps essential to help ensure a level of safety equivalent to that obtained by using lockout. Other means shall be used to secure access to the device where possible. Lockout types. Simple lockout. Accomplished by individuals placing personal lock and tags directly on the point of isolation. This is the preferred method and should be used when appropriate. Complex lockout. Person in charge shall be responsible for keeping all the hazardous energy sources, hazardous material and electrical process and mechanical hazards under control as the work progresses. Requirements of LOTO devices. Following requirements are adhered to while applying LOTO devices must be manufactured from durable material to withstand industrial atmosphere of their use. Substantial enough to prevent removal without excessive force. Clearly indicating details of employee who installed the device. Standardized for the group by color, shape and size, with a key that can be removed from the lock only after locking is done. Used only to control energy and shouldn't be used for any other purposes other than controlling energy. Uniquely identified and with one key only. Caution: never use Lotto devices to lock toolbox, storage area and other similar items. Lotto devices. 5 colored locks for different disciplines are defined. Red color is for electrical, yellow is for mechanical, black is for process and green is for others. Note: all Lotto locks shall be identified as follows. Series or system locks shall indicate the lock box number, system or equipment being locked out. Personal and discrete locks shall indicate the individual who applied the lock. When more than one agencies are involved in the job, each authorized person must affix his or her personal lock and tag before beginning any work. All authorized persons must be familiar with the de-energization procedure. Lotto devices. Multi-lock devices shall be used as needed for additional locks. Lotto devices. The format for danger tags. Who is affected? Lotto impacts life of workers and the facility. 3 categories of stakeholders include authorized employees who are specifically trained and validated to perform and maintain Lotto. Affected employees who work with or near the equipment being serviced, who are trained and validated to recognize Lotto but not perform Lotto activities. Other employees who work in an or around area where Lotto may be used, they may be instructed not to perform Lotto activities. Effective energy control. Let's know about 4 key components to an effective energy control program. First is Lotto procedures. That outlines specific steps and requirements which authorized employee needs to complete safe lockout of the equipment. This includes displaying the procedure on equipment location for easy reference. Second is inspection. Procedure must require annual inspection to ensure employees are correctly following the procedure. Each location shall establish procedure to periodically review at least once a month all active lockout tagouts. Audits. Audits ensure procedures correctly describes steps to isolate equipment energy sources. And the final one is employee training. Locations or facility are required to train and validate their employees to ensure they understand and follow Lotto procedures. Retraining is required to maintain proficiency. Whenever an employee has new job assignments and whenever control methods change, such as new steps due to equipment modification. Effective energy control. Every piece of equipment must have its own particular procedure for lockout. It may mean locking out a circuit breaker, locking a valve in off position, using a disconnect switch, to name a few. In general, following are the 7 steps for Lotto. First step is prepare for shutdown. Second is notifications. Third is shutdown. Fourth is isolation. Fifth is apply locks and tags. Sixth is release or secure any stored energy. And seventh is verification. 7 steps to apply Lotto in detail. Step 1. Prepare for shutdown. Locate all energy sources that power the equipment. Each source is identified on the equipment's lockout procedure. Second, notifications. Notify all affected employees that you are ready to start a lockout procedure. Third step, shutdown. Stop the equipment by following its normal shutdown procedure. Fourth step, isolation. Isolate the equipment by turning off the energy at the main power source. Fifth step, apply lockout devices and tags. Apply lock in an appropriate lockout device to each energy isolating device. Each lockout point that is detailed in lockout procedure. The lockout tag that goes with it must clearly indicate who applied the lockout device. If several people are going to work on a piece of equipment, each one must apply his or her own lock to the isolation device. This will ensure that the energy source will remain off till each employee removes his or her own lock. Sixth step, release or secure any stored energy. This may involve draining valves, releasing hydraulic pressure, locking moving parts, or however mentioned in the procedure. Seventh step, verification. Verify the power is shut off by trying to restart the equipment. Once verified, return the equipment switch to off position. 7 steps to apply LOTO. Caution. Gauges indicators should be viewed before the hazardous energy source is removed to confirm they are in working order. Drains can become blocked and not function as designed. When verifying isolation, personnel should take precautions to avoid putting themselves at risk or creating additional hazards. How to conduct LOTO? First is planning. Review procedures, plans, P&IDs, etc. as necessary. Prepare plan of action. Second is implementation. Prepare for shutdown where necessary. Shut down the equipment, isolate the equipment, release of stored energy, and apply LOTO. Third is check. Verifying equipment isolation. Verify locks and tags. Fifth is notify all concerned employees on why and how the LOTO is being conducted. How to conduct LOTO continued. Planning. To start LOTO, know the type, amount, hazards and control methods of energy. Review the activity to be conducted for which LOTO is to be done. Review relevant standards and procedures. Secure relevant P&IDs, plans, drawing, etc. as necessary. Prepare plan of action, that is work clearance document. Implementation. Prepare for shutdown where necessary. Shut down the equipment. Isolate the equipment. Release of stored energy. Apply locks and tags. Each and every discipline working on the equipment must have their own individual lock and tag installed. The lock and tag must be placed only by person whose signature appears on the danger tag. Implementation continued. Key must remain in control of the persons executing the job. Lock and tags shall be removed only by the individuals completing the job and closing the permit. Tag out devices must include a ligand such as do not start, do not open, do not energize, etc. Tag out devices must have standardized print and format, including name of authorized employee who logged out equipment, date and time of lockout, brief description of work being performed. How to conduct LOTO continued. Checks. Verifying equipment isolation, verifying locks and tags, verify equipment cannot be turned to on position. Press all start buttons and activating controls on the equipment. Disperse stored energy, that is spring, hydraulic system, steam, gas, etc. Inspect system to make sure all parts have stopped moving. Check if stored energy can build up again. Make certain all dangerous areas are clear of personnel. Return all controls to the off position. The above may not be exhaustive. The energy sources shall be considered energized until the source is removed and the energy isolation is verified. An effective try step must be performed covering all energy activation sources and interlocks that usually enable activation of such energies. A test for the absence of voltage must be performed for all electrical hazards. Note: exposure to hazardous material shall be controlled in accordance with the mandatory provision of line break procedure. How to conduct LOTO continued. Conduct the intended activity. After effective LOTO, conduct the intended activity on the equipment. Ensure only the planned activities are carried out. For any deviation, management of change must be considered. All intended activities should be carried out in accordance to respective standards and procedures, like confined space entry, work at height, and line break procedure, etc. Isolation from stored energy. Hazardous energy may exist as stored energy. Stored energy must be relieved prior to working on such equipment. Examples of stored energy are springs, elevated weights, contained pressure, flywheel, capacitors, etc. Isolation from chemical energy. Prior to any work being performed on any piping or vessel system that could have any process material introduced into it, including water or compressed air, through the operation of an isolation device such as a valve, the isolation device must be placed in the closed or off position and locked in that position. For the purpose of this lockout and tagout procedure, process material are classified as either category 1, that is materials which are toxic or otherwise injurious to one's health upon contact or inhalation. Category 2, that is material that are not injurious to one's health upon contact or inhalation and not classified as category 1. Isolation from chemical energy. Category 1 materials include acids, caustics, flammable liquids or gas, high pressure steam, toxins, mutagens, carcinogens, teratogens, embryotoxins, high pressure regardless of materials, example air, water, high temperature regardless of material. Isolation from chemical energy. Personnel required to work on system which could contain category 1 material shall be isolated by a blank or with a double block and bleed arrangements with a blank. Personnel required to work on systems which could contain category 2 material shall be isolated by at least one valve. Isolation from chemical pressure energy. All of the following persons must be involved in planning and preparing for the lockout. The contractor worker, the contractor worker's supervisor or management. Plant management. Following steps must be performed by client company engineer taking contractor person in confidence when planning and preparing for the lockout. Review appropriate drawings and locate all energy isolating devices. Ensure that drawings are up to date and current. Review energy isolating devices to determine adequacy of their isolating capabilities. Isolation from mechanical energy. Prior to any work being performed on any mechanical equipment such as pump, agitator, compressor, blower, fan, etc., the motor or driver must be isolated from its source of energy. The source of energy could be electrical, steam, compressed air, gravitational movement, rotated by wind, etc. The source of energy must be locked out. Isolation from electrical energy. Prior to any work being performed on or near any electrical component that could become energized through the operation of an isolation device such as switch or breaker, the isolation device must be placed in the open or off position and locked in that position. Lock placement. Lock must be placed on main disconnect switches, not on control circuits. All of the following persons must be involved in planning and preparing for the lockout. The contractor worker supervisor or management, location or site management. The following steps must be performed by client company engineer taking contractor person in confidence when planning and preparing for the lockout. Review appropriate drawings and locate all energy isolating devices. Review energy isolation devices to determine adequacy of their isolating capacity. Check the backfeed and dual feeds. Steps to remove LOTO. After the job is finished, there are 5 steps to release equipment from LOTO. Step 1. Make sure all tools are removed and all equipment guards are back in place. Step 2. Check that all employees are clear from the equipment. If you can't see inside the equipment, take a head count. Step 3. Remove LOTO devices. Each person must remove his or her own LOTO device. Step 4. Before you restart the equipment, notify all affected employees that the LOTO devices have been removed. And step 5. Finally, restored energy to equipment as indicated by LOTO. Steps to remove LOTO. Removing LOTO and restoring equipment. Safeguard employees, ensure all are clear of the equipment. Alert employees on re-energization. Verify all tools have been removed and all guards are reinstalled. Energize equipment. Safe work closure before putting the equipment in normal operation. Check if all the barricades, notices, etc. are removed. Check if all permit to work associated with the equipment are closed. Check if all lockout devices are returned to their respective designated locations. And check for any abnormal sound, vibration, etc. Shift change, handover, takeover. High percentage of incidents happen just after shift change. It is often due to lack of communication. That is why you should meet at the Lotto device with the person you are relieving. Then before you leave, meet the person who is relieving you. Unless relevant permit is closed, Lotto shall not be removed even during shift changes. The keys of the lock applied shall be handed over to the authorized person in the next shift. Summary. Working around a hazardous energy can be safe, but only when everyone takes responsibility of their part of safety Lotto program. It starts with the organization who establishes Lotto procedures and conduct training, audits and inspections. Safety also depends on employees who learn and follow procedures on Lotto each and every time. The Lotto procedure is a key part of the plant integrity and safe isolation of plant and equipment. It has a major role to play in a good process safety management system. Identify all source of hazardous energy prior to initiating Lotto. Remove or control all sources of hazardous energy by applying appropriate isolations prior to potential exposure to the hazards. Consider every individual entering the hazard zone of a lockout potentially exposed to the hazard. Consider every person potentially exposed to the hazardous energy in the Lotto plan. Where lock cannot be applied, location procedures shall address the use of takeout, ensuring a level of safety equivalent to that obtained by using lockout. Involve all relevant persons in planning and preparing for Lotto. Example, contractor workers, supervisors, managers, location responsible person. Don'ts. Where a lock can be applied, do not use takeout alone to control exposure to the hazardous energy. Do not use Lotto devices that might fail under physical and environmental adverse conditions. Avoid Lotto devices that are not of standard color, shape or size. Do not use Lotto devices prone accidental removal or removal without excessive force. Remember, prevention is better than cure. Work safely and be safe. Thank you for watching. Please note that the information in this video is general and for safety awareness only. You have to follow your company guidelines.